All right, back at it. Another session of this Dyna budget build that I have going on. And I've gotten a little busy here, so let me kind of show you what I've been doing. I got deeper into it than I planned, but it's all going to pay off in the end. So let me show you what's up, all right? All right, well, as you can see, I decided to do a little bit more polishing and get deeper and dive deeper into this and make it look better. I'd already taken off transmission, cam covers, and all that stuff, but I decided to go ahead and take the rocker boxes off as well as the top transmission cover here. And you can see I got them laid out over here on the bench. So I polished this a little bit, got to working on this. I have not touched this, so you can see a difference between the two. Not touched, slightly touched, just to give it a quick one. I'm going to go ahead and hit the sides of these as well. So got the bench grinder out, just hitting the polishing wheel. This one over here, I'm pretty satisfied with where it's at. Remember, this isn't a show bike or anything. I'm trying to just bring it back to life on a budget. So you can definitely see that there is some shine that has been brought back to this. I'm not trying to get a mirror finish. These boxes are a little corroded, but all this stuff right here is actually just going to be on top of the or underneath the gas tank, so you won't really see it. You can see that there are some scratch marks and stuff from it, but from the polishing wheel, but it's not going to be a show bike. It's going to be a nice clean runner that's going to just look good and run well. So this one, I'm going to consider it done so I can just start assembly again, but I'm going to get cracking. My goal today is to, believe it or not, get all this stuff back on because I have new gaskets, new bushings, new gaskets for transmission, cover, rocker boxes, good and tight bushings because I need to get this front end back together because I do need to get this bike off of the lift today. I have another bike coming that I need to do a project on, and that one's going to be taking up my lift. So I have a lot that I want to accomplish today. I set a task high, but if I just stay efficient, I'll be able to get it done. So I'll bring you along for the ride. As soon as I'm done polishing this stuff and start putting it back onto the bike, I'll start showing you reassembly and where I'm going to start and how all that's going to look. All right, let's do it. All right, so this is really all I'm looking for. As you can see, this was the before. I just hit this side really quick. This is all I'm looking to get out of it. Yes, it is not perfect, but I can see myself in there a little bit compared to this side. So this is all the effect I'm going for, a just nice, clean finish, and so that it looks a little better than obviously what it did. So it's not going to be a show bike. It's a nice, clean finish. All right, well, I'm going to call this a wrap. I'm content with where they're at. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. Are they much better than they were? Definitely. I got to reiterate and keep stressing. Some people will watch this and go, well, it ain't right. It ain't perfect. No, because this bike isn't meant to be perfect, and it's not a show bike. This is, remember, a budget-built Dyna. Okay, so I'm trying to do this, as budget-friendly as I can, and you'll be very surprised when I start running numbers down for you. But I'm content with where these are at. I'm going to start putting back together the rocker boxes and everything. I got all the bolts here. These are all for the rocker boxes here, the rockers themselves. Got to reinstall the vent tubes and everything to the transmission top cover and new gaskets. If you're in this far, sometimes you want to save some money and you want to, keep on your budget. But honestly, if you've gone down this far, I highly recommend some new gaskets. Spend the money, get rid of this stuff. The last thing you want to do is put something like this and then you get a blown head gasket or you get a blown gasket and then you're taking it all apart again. So spend a little extra money on this and buy yourself some new gaskets. I'm going to start slapping things back onto this thing to start making it look like a bike again. I think I'm going to slap the engine covers on today, right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this front end assembled here so I can get it off of the lift. I've got new bushings, new good and tight bushings for the handlebars, and so that's all going to go back on, but I am going to just start bolting back on. I'm going to go back into the assembly mode of this. I'm okay with these. The person that's going to end up buying it and owning it can take it to a whole nother level if they like to go down that road. But I would like to be able just to enjoy this bike, ride it for what it is, and not have to worry about it being so pristine and perfect. So things are going to start going back together. I'll start showing you little by little how this thing comes all the way back together, all right? All right, moving right along. Transmission cover back on, top cover back on, new hose clamps, all the hoses reconnected. Still need to just reconnect the starter inside of there. I had to take this off to be able to wiggle this out in originally, so the bolt, I got to put that back in there. But top transmission covers on. I'm going to wait to put this on just because I need to run a clutch cable to it anyway, and I need to buy a clutch cable. I have not yet measured for that until I go and put the bars on. So this is going to stay off, probably slap this on. But for now, I'm going to start moving and getting the rocker boxes back on. But little, you know, what it looks like inside of here. New gasket, going to lay right on top of here. So we'll repeat the process. If you're ever trying, you know, we will repeat the process for this side as well as this side. If you're ever doing one of these and you're taking your rocker boxes off, whether it's because you need to replace gaskets or you're going to polish or powder coat, whatever it may be, in my opinion, this rear cylinder right here is the hardest. You just have some room constraints, and you'll see right now when I slap this on that this bolt back here where the rocker box sits on, it just makes it tight. So it's a little like it takes more time to be able to spin it off of there. So I always start with the back one just because I like to save the easy stuff for later. So here's the new gasket going in. I'm going to slap the top rocker box on, which is right here. Goes in something like, it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but something like that. And then I'll line up the gasket and the holes and all that stuff and start getting this bolted on. Rocker boxes will go back on, or the rockers themselves will go back on here in a bit. All right, first rocker box is done, at least the lower portion of it. Now I'm about to install the rocker that goes on top. All right, so now the rocker box is fully installed, or the rocker itself is fully installed. There are 4 places that it holds it. Then there's a breather that's here in the middle. The rocker boxes are held here, here, and then 2 in the back. But now that it's in place, now you can see what it's covering, and I'll show you the other side here. So the rocker box is fully installed. This is what it is installed basically on top of, essentially. And the push rods themselves are now are set right inside of here. All right, there you have it. Completely assembled top rocker box. Now it looks like a motorcycle again. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting this one. This is what it looks like broken down all the way down to the heads basically. From this point, these are the head bolts if you needed to take the heads off, but we're not going that far. We just wanted to clean up, and I think that looks a lot better than what it was. This polished up pretty nice as well. Compares to what it was, way better. So I'm going to get cracking on this one. I'm going to put this one all together, and then I'm going to start tackling, I think, the front end here. I'm not going to put any of the cam covers or any of that stuff on right now. I need to make this a roller. So as soon as I get this one buttoned up, I'm going to start putting the front end back together so I can make this a roller just with some bars and the wheel. That's it. Back to work. All right. Top end back together. Top transmission cover. Got to leave these off. I may do something with the cam plate. Definitely got to put the cable on. But looking a lot better. I'm happy with the results of it. Definitely going to make it look a lot better once it's all back together with the bars and cam cover and everything else that's going to go on it. So that's all done. New gaskets. Confident everything in here is tight, torque to spec and everything. So all buttoned up. Now, next phase of this thing, I need to get this off the lift for a few days because I got another bike coming. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting the front end back together here. Bushings. I highly advise you to get rid of the stock junk Harley bushings. These are good and tight. An extra set that I had laying around, so these are good to use. Bushings on them are good. They're polyurethane, much stiffer than the junk that comes in from Harley. All right, so I'm going to slap these in real quick so I can get the bars mounted up here, and then I'll slide the lowers in real quick, put the wheel back on, and then roll this thing off the lift and just shove it off to the side, so that I can get ready for the next bike that that's a paying gig to get it on there. So let me walk you through this. First thing I'm going to do is actually install these bushings right here. In case you didn't know, it's pretty simple. They just pop in something like so, top and bottom, and the bolts go through, handlebars go on top. So let me get all these buttoned up right here, and then I'll show you a little bit as we start to progress and put this front wheel and front end back together. Well, the front end goes together pretty quick when you're just going to make it a roller. But this is probably one of my favorite parts right here, is just seeing the bars set up there without the tank on, just kind of the front end. I don't know, I just love the look I always have, just the way it kind of stands this way. Just bare, naked, just roller look, you know. So really simple for the front end to go together. Now you can see the bushings are in. Put in the bolts, and I just snug these just, you know, hand tight, just or a little snug with, or a little quick with the wrench, because this is all going to probably come off anyway. Again, it's really simple for this to go on. Tubes just slide up into the trees, so, you know, a couple of pinch bolts over here on the side, pinch, pinch, tight, and these are set. And then all I'm going to do is just set the wheel inside of here, and just so I can move it and roll it around. So let's get this wheel on here, and then I will have a roller of a bike, and I can get it off the lift for a little bit. All right, let's keep on moving, coming along. This is just all temporary though, for a little bit, until I can get it back on the lift to really address and get some other stuff done. I want to polish these up, but right now, let's just get it off the lift and make it a roller again. Cracks me up now, 20 years later, how tiny these little axles are. These 3/4 inch axles are so small compared to what they run on them now. I just wanted to give you a little tip. I always put my stuff back together the way that it's supposed to go. If it takes a couple of weeks or months or whatever it may be on your project, you may not remember, okay, which side did the spacer go. Now, you'll be able to figure it out as you put it together, but if you put the spacers back on it the way that they go, I know that this slides in from this side here, so this spacer will be on this side, this spacer right here will be right here on this side, and then I have my washer, lock washer, and jam nut right here. So just a little tip for you, if you're not going to put it together for a while, and just to keep things organized and in a place, to give you an idea of how that kind of looks. So when you go assemble it again, it's nice and easy. You know what you're doing and where it goes. All right, there you have it. She's a roller. Oh, she's a leaning. I'm going to pull it off right now anyway. But she's a roller. Get her off the lift. Front end is all together, just buttoned up. So I can get her moved. But she's going to go not on hold just for a little bit. There's a lot of busy work that I can do. But I got another bike that's going to come and get some work done to it. 96 Dyna. And the top end needs to be taken apart. It needs some new base gaskets down below. And it's also going to need some head gaskets and all that type of stuff. So we're going to be taking all that stuff apart. That's going to be fun. But there she is right now, looking all purty. So hope you guys are enjoying this build. It's a fun build. It's coming along. If you give you an idea how much I've spent, I want to say I myself personally am about $200 into it. Maybe 250 at the absolute max. All the gaskets and everything I just put in, they were little trade work basically, so those didn't cost me any money out of pocket, so to speak. So yeah, I'm about $200 into it. Bought a little rubbing compound. I'll add up and I'll get a list together of exactly how much I have spent on this thing up to this point. But she's coming off the lift. Gonna put her on the ground. She's gonna see the ground again. All right, keep it locked, guys. There's going to be a lot more coming on this thing. As you can see, it's going to start to go back together. There's going to be a bike here again very, very soon.